Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Carl. I am your host, Carl Zoellner, one of the attorneys here with Anderson Business Advisors. Today, I want to talk about a tool that a lot of folks use, a lot of clients use, and it is the personal property trust. This is a trust that is formed as a grantor trust, so it falls in the same category as your living trust, your land trusts. We just use it to hold personal property. The reason the background is what it is today is because we can use these types of trusts in both stock and real estate investing, but they have two sort of widely different purposes here. For a little bit of a basis on what these tools are, we have to look from the legal perspective on how property is classified. So real estate, generally referred to as real property in law, and personal property is basically everything else. So personal property would be more on the side of, say, direct ownership of a brokerage account for your stocks. When I look at owning real estate or real property with a trust, you hear us talk more about land trusts. But if I have an LLC that holds the beneficial interest to a land trust, or if I have an LLC that owns real estate directly, I can also still have a personal property trust be the member or owner of that LLC, because ownership or membership interest is considered personal property, even if that LLC owns real property. So if you're confused enough already, great. But there's just is another exposure to a different tool that's out there for a different purpose. When I look at stock markets or brokerage accounts, we tend to use personal property trust to actually hold the brokerage account, depending on if the brokerage account, number one, would allow you to, say, roll all of your positions into a trust, but not an LLC, which happens. Or in the scenario where if they'll let you move your brokerage account into an LLC, but they'll then want to charge you professional fees since it's a business entity instead of some sort of trust account or an individual account. So from the personal property trust side on the stock or brokerage accounts, we look at it's really a tool to work with the broker to make sure that you're not paying those professional trading fees, or that, say, if there's an option to roll those positions rather than have to cash those positions in order to get those brokerage accounts out of your name, like we talked about on one of my previous videos here. We use these with quite a few clients, especially on the stock side, especially for our infinity investing group, which is a great class. I suggest everybody take it. But a lot of times when you're working with brokerages, you need to have a workaround there as well. Now, on the real estate side, I mentioned the scenario where the personal property trust could own an LLC that holds real estate. Benefit there of having the personal property trust in place is that if the question's asked, do you own an LLC? The technical answer is no. I own a personal property trust. I don't individually own an LLC. I do own a personal property trust that does own an LLC, but I only own the personal property trust. So it's a small little distinction, but sometimes those small little distinctions make a big impact, especially for, say, our California investors. Anybody who has a brokerage account across the country could use them, but it's a really neat little tool that sort of goes unnoticed or is an unsung hero within many of our business structures because of its wide usage. Like I said, for land or trusts that hold land directly, we tend to use land trust, which we term them as that. But you do have the ability to actually own the LLC itself by a personal property trust. So the ultimate answer to any question or any scenario it needs to be tailored to you as an individual and match with your individualized plan. But I like talking about some of the different tools out there because a lot of them may not get talked about very much, or you may not be aware they're out there, and this tool may actually fit the purpose or a need you're finding you have in order to give you some separation between what you own, what you want to be able to say you own, different items like that. So it's just another tool out there in the toolbox, not going to be appropriate for every single person or every single circumstance, but does have some general applicability, whether it's a stock market account, a brokerage account, or a real estate account or versus a real estate account. It just depends on the scenario. So I hope that answers some of those questions out there, because we do get quite a few questions on personal property trusts and where or why we're using them. And that's a couple of the reasons why. There's some advanced strategies you can use on there as well. As always, I would say if you're not a client yet, please have an individual consultation with an advisor. We're happy to put it together a wealth planning blueprint for you. Or if you already are a client and a platinum member, feel free to, enter your platinum portal, ask a question, or schedule a phone consult. And we're always happy to chat with you and happy to be part of the home where we don't charge an hourly fee. So that's always a great piece as well. We look forward to seeing you at any one of our live events coming up, as well as we encourage you to continue to keep taking advantage of all the free content we put out there. Clint Coons, Toby Mathis, Michael Bowman are great about creating content, as well as myself. So take advantage of it while it's out there. And like I said, always log in for the YouTube channel, because we put out a ton of stuff. So until next time, it was great having you for another episode of Coffee with Carl, and we will catch up with you on the next one. Bye.